Okay, so tell me about. Have you seen Shocker?
Yes, I have seen Shocker.
What do you think of the ending? I think it's one of the best Wes Craven endings ever because they go through the movies and like you don't see. I love the concept of people actually going into the movie world, like 'cause it's like a separate universe. That it has the best Wes Craven ending, I'll say. I love the movies.
I love the fact that they. Well, I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember like them going through TVs and everything. I really enjoyed that. I liked the story, and yeah, I was a fan of it. I haven't seen it in quite a while, so I'll have to rewatch that one. And you could jump through different movies or different TVs, and it was really neat. It was really sad that it didn't do as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I know he wanted to do like a new series with that character.
Yeah, he wanted to do it because he wasn't. I guess he didn't get enough money from New Line, so he wanted to have like a new character. But I guess it just never caught on.
It's very underrated. It's underrated with like Deadly Friend and Deadly Blessing.
Yeah, I was. You know, another question I would like to ask would be. You know, I've seen some interviews with Wes Craven, and he actually said that you wouldn't mind seeing a remake of Shocker. So I was wondering, like, are you in support of the remake of Shocker? Or?
Yeah, I would be in support of it because you know it's one I've seen like a few times. But for me, when it comes to remakes, even though I love A Nightmare on Elm, well, I really enjoyed A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I loved Halloween and everything. I'm more for, like, you know, remakes of films that are just, like, very underrated that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Because, one, you know, it could be for a new audience, but also, it can also, you know, get people to go see that original movie that they probably didn't know about until they saw the remake.
And well, like, Shocker was a very underrated movie for its time. It's kind of become a cult classic right now. So it'd be kind of cool for, like, a remake, because then people could, like, rediscover it, kind of, the original.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about all remakes, though. If, you know, say, like, a new fan sees Rob Zombie's Halloween, and, you know, most fans know John Carpenter's Halloween, but say, like, a new horror movie fan saw Rob Zombie's Halloween, and they found out there was an original movie, the remakes help people go towards seeing the original film. So if Shocker got remade, which I would be for. I would like to see what they would do with it, especially with Wes Craven giving it a thumbs up. Yeah. You know, if they remade that, I would hope that, you know, new horror movie fans would go see the first film, the original.
Now, I'm going to ask each of you this question. Like, if they did remake Shocker, I'm going to start with you, Justin. Who do you think should remake it? And then I'll go to you, JT is Reborn.
Oh, gosh. That's a hard... Okay, I'll go with this guy just because he knows how to make fun horror movies.
Okay.
I would like to see... This is tough. I'm going to go with Adam Green.
Okay. And why would you go with Adam Green?
Just because, you know, when you watch the first Shocker movie, it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's some serious tones to it, but overall it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
And with Adam Green, you know, he's one of my new favorite modern horror movie directors. I've loved every work that he's been involved with, directing, producing, or writing-wise. And I'm sure he could just make a fun remake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And now JT is Reborn. Who would you like to see remake?
I don't know. I think I might want to bring in someone more like of an action kind of film director because Shocker is not really as much a horror as it is kind of like action-y. I mean, there's horror elements, so I might bring in, I don't know, I guess we could go with Adam Green again. I mean, like
a TV show that's a mix of comedy and a horror movie.
You know, if I was to describe it, I would describe it more as a thriller because Shocker's not so much of a horror as it is actually a horror mixed with an action movie. So it's kind of like a thriller, I would say.
Yeah, it's a thriller. It's a mix of everything. You got action, horror, thriller. all those mixes into one movie. And so I think a fan who loves just thrillers, who loves just action, or who loves just horror movies would really enjoy the film. It's a really fun one too, so it's one where I think you can put in all the time and just have a blast with.
Now when it comes to the Hills Have Eyes, like what are your favorite out of the series, like for you?
Okay. Well, that's hard. I like them all. Like, some are better than others. I will say my first favorite Hills of Eyes movie is the remake.
Okay.
Like, that's a rare thing where I prefer the remake over the original. I love the original Wes Craven movie. It's great tension. It's a dark film.
Yeah.
But, I saw the remake first, and I saw it twice in theaters, and that's just such an awesome movie.
Yeah.
But then I'd go with the original, and then the 1980s Part 2, and then the 2007 Hills of Eyes Part 2 being the weakest for me.
Yeah. Well, what about you, JT's Reborn? When it comes to
I actually never got to see Hills of Eyes.
Oh, you got to check that out. That's a
good movie.
I wanted to check it out, but I'm sorry I never had.
It's okay. All of us, there's always like some movie that we haven't seen out of a certain director. Like I didn't see Deadly Blessing, and I got to see that movie. So I got to check.
I have a bunch of obscure movies.
Yeah.
Like the Universal. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I love that.
Now, when it comes to Last House on the Left, do you prefer the original or the remake better, Justin?
That's a tough one.
Or do you prefer them at the same level?
Yes, I do. I mean, I think both the original and remake bring something great to each film. They both bring something different to each film that I really enjoy. So they're equally up there. I can't say which one I like better. I haven't seen the movies in quite a while. I do own both movies. The only thing about the remake I just did not care for at all was the ending with the microwave. And if people haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil anything, but it has to do with the microwave and a death. And I just felt like that was one of the only weak part about that movie.
You didn't like the microwave part? I kind of liked it because I thought it was kind of original.
I didn't. I was not a fan of that ending.
You like the original scene with the chainsaw better, and the original?
Yeah, because it's like I don't know. Gosh, I haven't seen the remake in such a long time. I think maybe if I rewatched it again, I would appreciate that ending a little bit better. But I love the original ending with the chainsaw. I think that's more realistic. Like if you're gonna get revenge on somebody who did these horrible things to your daughter and your friend, go.
Yeah, I think Wes Craven had some involvement actually with the ending in the remake. I remember hearing that somewhere, and him saying that he actually liked the microwave idea. I guess he didn't want it to be like the same ending because then you would know what was going to happen, kind of thing.
Well, that's a good thing about remakes. So I mean, even if you don't have the best new ending, at least it's different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't like remakes that are like shot for shot. I like a new take on it, like different.
We don't want another Psycho remake. Exactly.
That was really bad.
The Psycho remake is the only remake to burn my ears. To burn them.
Nobody can top Anthony Perkins. He's perfect.
I have this law. I have this rule.
Yeah.
An Alfred Hitchcock movie should never be made. If it's made, you should be fined for it.
The only Alfred Hitchcock movie I kind of support is The Birds, and that's just because I would like to see 3D birds come. I would just like the idea of the birds because
when watch Birdemic, you'll get a trashy movie, but it's about killer birds.
Yeah. Well, I like The Birds, but I mean, I don't know. I would kind of like to see a remake of that.